Aurelio, obviously not the performance you would have expected from your side tonight. How do you sum that one up?
No, it was poor. We know that. So inconsistent. Majority of the season it's been like that, and tonight was no different.
What went wrong tonight? Macarthur were on it from minute one.
Yeah, they were and we weren't, and got us with two very quick goals. Poor start, very poor start, and then it was catch up, and then with 2-0 it's always very difficult. We got one back and thought we may have been back in it, and then they got another third goal, which again just poor defending. Didn't win it higher up on the park where we should have. So most of our facets in our game tonight were very poor.
Do you feel you maybe struggle to deal with I guess the physical presence of someone like Miss Duke and the intensity they had in their press early on?
Well, we didn't handle that side of it at all. It doesn't matter if it was with Duke or whoever. We just didn't deal with the physical duels, and that's something that has been a bit of a concern for us when we're good at it, and that's one of our strengths. But this year we've been very inconsistent with it.
You seem to be feeling. I get a sense of it. I feel like you said the same things before this year. So what's going to give? Because you obviously want to be higher up the ladder.
Yeah, well, we have to improve. Absolutely. As I said, we've been inconsistent, and the things that you saw tonight, that's been the inconsistency of our season. We start poorly, and then we can turn it around in the second half. Obviously tonight we didn't turn it around at all, and just trying to be in the contest and being in the game. We've shown a lot of good moments this year, but also poor moments, and tonight was one of those classic poor moments.
I know you've been down on trips for large parts of this year, but does your business in January now give you the scope to go, right, if someone's not delivering, it's time to,
we haven't had really much competition at all this season in a lot of positions, and we need the competition. It's healthy. And look, the guys who have come in, Marcus only came in a couple of days ago. He hasn't played since early December. Daniel, who had a little clean out of his knee, he's not played at all this season, so he's only just come back into training the last 10 days or so he's going to need a couple of weeks. Who else? Harrison's finished 4th or 5th of December, so it's well over a month. He's been training for a number of weeks, so they're going to need time. They're not just ready to go, unfortunately. And some of the guys that we played tonight, they've been lacking minutes as well, so they're not totally match sharp. But it's no excuse. Macarthur absolutely pulled our pants down tonight and thoroughly deserved it. So we've got to get back into training next week. It doesn't get any easier for us. We're away to Wellington, away to West Sydney, and then we're away to Ulsan. So we have a very difficult month coming up.
Is that a game you're going to be, throwing the tape out and saying let's just forget it, or are you going to be going through it?
No, we've got to go through the process. We have to review the game, and we have to look at the areas that we were poor in, and keep fixing those, and keep working with the things that we do with the ball. And that's just the process. We do that every week. So we're not going to panic and start changing everything just because we've had a poor result. We just got to be able to have the ability to bounce back.
A rare positive tonight, Marcus's goal. Is that?
Yeah.
You've got a gem there. We saw what he could do when he was the brief times in the Wanderers. What could you hope to get out of him for the rest of the year?
Well, look, I think you saw his most of his game was like that. He's an explosive guy. He can run people down and get him behind the defence, and that's what he did tonight. He took his goal very, very well. So but he's also rusty because he's played very few minutes. So they're all going to need a little bit of time. Unfortunately, we don't have much time, so we have to get our skates on for sure.
You mentioned, a couple of players, they need the minutes, particularly the players coming in, but someone you're losing straight away is Trewin. You said pre-game he's played his last game for the club. How do you go about replacing him in the short term while you wait for someone like Delbridge to get match fit?
Well, they play in a different position, so Ryan Teague's come in the last couple of games, and also he's played I think 4 minutes all year until he came here. So again, he's done well for us, but is a massive difference when you've had already half a dozen games under your belt, or a few minutes. So he's pushing his way through it. He's got a great attitude, so he's going to get better as the season goes on. Okay, thank you.